Howdy friends, this is a quick video on how to utilize Kami to write on a PDF file and using the free version of Kami with students. I get this question quite a bit. Are there alternatives out there? What are my options? I've recommended DocHub in the past. Kami is a great option too. So this is a quick overview on how to use Kami with Google Classroom for free. I have here an assignment in Google Classroom. I have the file that I've downloaded. Normally I would pull it from my Google Drive, but in this case, I have one that I need to upload because I just saved a PDF file from Newsella a second ago. So I'm going to pull this PDF file. This is how you could upload one that you have saved to your device. And I'm going to make sure that each student gets a copy. I have my assignment all set up and ready to go. I have my topic. I have my due date. I have my point total. I could do a grade category if I wanted to. Have my class set. I'm ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and assign this. And now that I have assigned it, that each student gets a copy, I'm going to go down to my PDF assignments here because that's where I have it stored. And of course, I called it with Kami. And so I have 2 people assigned, 0 turned in. Here is the original. And when I go to a student account and I go to classwork, I will see if I go to PDF, because I use the topic PDF, the assignment will be there. So I'm not seeing the actual document here. I may have to actually click on the document itself or the assignment itself to actually see the attachment here. And it's nice when you do make a copy for each student. Even with PDFs, it puts the name of the student directly on the file. That makes it really nice for you as a teacher. So I, as a student, am going to click on this one time. And when I hit open with, you'll see that I already have Kami. Now, if you don't have it, you can add it by going to connect more apps and searching for Kami. And you can add those in. Now, your Google Workspace administrator may have to allow access and whitelist it so that way your students can use it. But I have already whitelisted it. Actually, I already force installed Kami, so that way students don't even have to bother with that process. So I hit open with Kami. Just going to show you that you can log in with Google. The first time you do that, you may have to authorize that you are a student. I've already authorized this account as a student. And all right, so let's talk about some of the tools that are available to you in Kami. First, I'll start out with the Markup Tool. This is nice for if you need to highlight text, or there's also a box highlighter, or there's an underline tool. So you have some great annotation tools here, totally for free, that you can utilize if you need to mark specific text. You have 3 different colors that you can choose from quickly, but you can also make it so that way those are saved by just clicking on the color again, and it expands out. And you're able to specify 3 different colors fairly quickly. So that allows you to kind of categorize some different words based off of color. All right. There is also a box option where you can box an entire region. This is nice if you're needing to highlight over the top of an image. So that's the Markup Tool, great for highlighting. You also have a comment tool, which would allow you to mark specific text. And then you can leave a comment, which does not appear directly over the top of the document, but you can leave comments directly off to the side, kind of like with Google Docs or Google Slides. So then the comment appears over here, and then the teacher can leave comments over here too. This is great for the teacher to give feedback to the students because the comment tool will just pop off to the side. As the student gets to the point where they're ready to start responding with text responses, they can choose again from several different colors, and they have 3 quick ones, but you can adjust those accordingly to what you want saved for quick access. So I'm going to just let's use some red text here. And if I want to respond in any way, shape, or form, I just click after I've selected the color, and I'm able to type directly in this space. You can change the sizing, and you can change the spacing between each line. You can change whether it's bold, italicized, underlined, strike through. And then you also have the capability, I get this question quite a bit, you also have the capability of changing the background of the text box when you type. This is handy if you have to cover up some text. If you're in need of like a whiteout tool, I'll show you what I mean. So I'll type in answer here. And if I try and move this, I just go to the edge and I click and drag and move it. But you'll see that it's not really covering up that word. But if I wanted it to actually cover up the word, I could choose the paint bucket, and that will not make it transparent. It'll cover up the text completely, and that can essentially white out a specific part that's on the PDF file. You are locked into Times New Roman, as you notice, as well as you can't use the equation tool or the voice tool. But you have your basic, simple text editing tools, and so you're able to respond as you need to. And then, of course, if you don't like your answer, you can just hit the X and the answer is gone. But I'm going to go ahead and put that back in there. There is the option to undo right here, so that way I can put my answer right back in. Once a student is finished, then all they have to do, and this is for the free version, you hit turn in, and you'll see that there's a turn in button, but that is a premium feature. You already assigned it in Google Classroom. All this does is it is really just a shortcut. If you don't have the premium version, you can just have students click on turn in and hit save now because you distributed it through Google Classroom. So by doing so, then what happens is that copy gets saved. All the students need to do then is go back to Google Classroom and hit the turn in button here. So I had to close out of that little preview and hit turn in. And let's take a look at teacher mode here. And when I go into teacher mode and I go actually into the assignment, you'll see that it says that one is turned in and one is assigned. And when I go to the turn in, I can see that student's work because the student chose to push on the save option instead of the turn in option in Google Classroom, instead of the turn in option in Kami. So you just merely need to save it, and then you can see any markings that the student has done. Now you'll notice that these comments are not necessarily showing up. In order for me to actually see the comments off to the side, it looks like I actually have to open with Kami myself as a teacher. And then those comments do appear. So if you do want to utilize the comment tool, you yourself do have to go into Kami and check that work via Kami. I don't have to use Kami unless they've done it. See how they have theirs? Those came from Kami. I can leave comments using the comment tool that's built into Google, and I can highlight text, and I can hit the comment button, and then these comments will appear in Google Classroom for the student, and they don't have to open it with Kami later. So it's like the Kami comments are specifically just for utilizing within Kami, but Google Classroom allows you to have your own comments that will appear off to the side. So I don't know if I would use the comment tool within Kami or not if you are utilizing the free version and you are not wanting to open every PDF file with Kami as a teacher. All right, so that's a quick overview of how to utilize Kami to write over the top of a PDF file and in conjunction with Google Classroom.